I thought it was a big time college basketball game in a big time environment in a big time venue. This is unbelievably exciting, day in this city with obviously the championship game of football tonight, and then this game. There's a buzz in the city, and there was a buzz tonight. I credit Indiana. Darren's a really, really good coach. Good dude. I've known him for a long time. I asked him yesterday what it's like. Give me some of the really goods and the really bads about coaching your son. And we just shared some stuff because it was, because of the sponsorship deal, we had to do an event yesterday with the other team, which is really weird. Like, you very rarely spend an hour with the other team the day before a big-time game. So I got to spend a lot of time with him and just enjoy it. They're a bear to prepare for. They force you to be on it on the defensive end. Your communication, your urgency, you can't relax at any second. And I thought, for the most part, our guys did that. And after a really tough loss the other day against Arkansas, we just kept preaching the response. And two examples of very, very mature upperclassmen, professional guys that approached the last 2 days the right way with the rest of their teammates. And we were able to bounce back and get a big win here tonight.
I guess just to start off with, you mentioned that play, Javon, that he's going to kind of, you mentioned, beating himself up over that play. I'm just curious because, you're always preaching about the next thing, but coming off that loss Wednesday, I guess, how did you kind of get those guys back focused into that game? Because, it seems like that, these moments kind of will still stick with them as much as you try to push them towards the next thing.
I mean, it helps that we have a extremely disciplined, veteran, mature team, right? And if we didn't have that, getting this thing turned around in a short amount of time after getting our butts kicked at Arkansas would have been a lot more difficult. People talk all the time about player-led, coach-led. You've heard that all the time. People say it all the time. But you see the caliber of maturity and leadership we have, and that's just two of them. That locker room's that way. So, as a coach, Kenny Rogers, the old Kenny Rogers song used to say, Coach, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. There's times you gotta ramp it up a little bit. And coming out of that deal the other night, politically correct way is we had to have some aggressive counseling, if you know what I mean. I've said that before, but the guys responded. From moment one, I thought Ryan really set the tone. You talk about his 21 points and all that stuff. Like, at the point of attack early in the game, his bite on the ball set the tone. Guys off the bench. Kobe in 12 minutes was extremely efficient. I was disappointed in him the other day. I was disappointed in everybody, including myself. But his job is to come in and raise the level of play, raise the intensity, be an elite defender for the minute you're out there, whether it's 2, whether it's 12, whether it's 15, whatever it is. And he took that personal, and I thought he gave us a big boost. Adrian Woolley, 3 big offensive rebounds off the bench that I think, just sent a message of grit and tenacity, of going and biting the ball. Javon was extremely efficient. Heck, everybody's going to talk about, or not everybody, but Kel only had 9 points. That sucker guarded. He guarded today. And, he ran the team like a big-time point guard's supposed to run the team. Like, some days it's his day to put the ball in the basket and score at a really high level, but, he was really, really good on the defensive end. And I thought his floor game was really good as well.
Pat, what did you see out of your team from the opening tip to get out to them?
You could just see it. You could feel it. I don't know if you guys saw it. I saw it. It was just, there was a bounce in their step, man. They mentioned it, be the aggressors. Now, I'm not saying anything disparaging about Indiana, they played soft, but I'm telling you, you could feel it that we were leaning forward on the defensive end. Coming out of the Arkansas game, we fouled way, way too much, and they got way too many offensive rebounds. And by doing that, they take the I don't want to say the air out of the ball, but we're really good when we get out in transition. We're really, really good. But if you're standing at the free throw line all the time, it slows the momentum and the pace of the game. If they're getting offensive rebounds, that's the best transition defense you can have. So again, we're taking it out of the net, and we're just not able to get the floor tilted and start to play out. Our guys knew that. We wanted to play with pace by getting stops, not fouling, and holding them to one shot. And ultimately, I thought we did that at a really high level today.
You mentioned Kobe's defense and him giving a boost. I was wondering.
Oh, my bad.
I was wondering offensively, we haven't really seen him take command or really be aggressive necessarily going after a shot. And I should say against the games where the competition is against power conference schools. But he did that at Charleston a few times for you guys when you were there in terms of being able to score a ball.
I mean, Kobe's a really good all-around player. He can score the ball. I just liked his aggressiveness offensively today. Like, he came in, they tried to heat him up in the backcourt, and we called a set, and he was supposed to get us into a sit. The kid's into him. He just drove right by the kid, went to the rim, scored, got fouled. Like, I like that. He was really aggressive. And then, Kobe's like one of those players, he just does what the game tells him. Right, and he had a couple of those wide open looks. I mean, he's not out there hunting his jump shot, but he had space and rhythm, and he knocked down two of them. So, veteran leader that understands his role. Right, he knows. He's Kel's backup, and Kel needs a spell. He got 2 fouls in the first half. His job's to come up and raise the level of play for a little bit. And he's been good for us.
Coach, you had a bit of a quick conversation with Kaysen before he went in the first time. I saw you kind of walk over to him and say something to him before he got out on the court today. He seems like he's getting back his timing, and he's starting to kind of ramp up and do some of the disruptive things.
I mean,
what'd you say?
In his limited minutes, I thought he went in disrupted defensively. That's what he does. I mean, he had 2 or 3 deflections, had a block or 2 at the rim, played really, really hard. Look, that role's not easy right now, and I understand that. Like, I just grabbed him by the head and I headbutted him. I'm a big headbutt guy. I said, I love you. Go play hard. And I told him before the game, I can't promise you what your minutes are going to be today, but just, and he's dealing with it in a really good way. As we all know, coming off the injury, and then he had the concussions and stuff like that. Like, I just tell him and anybody, whether it's Zoo, who's not getting many minutes right now at all, it's just process. Every dog's going to have its day. Like, it all works out at the end. So, his approach has been really, really good.
Coach, games can often be won at the free throw line, and you guys held that double-digit lead for most. But in the second half, you guys hit all 17 of your free throw attempts. How big was that in keeping that spread against the Hoosiers? Yeah,
I mean, they're free for a reason. Make them, and they got to the bonus, and I thought a couple times there. 6-7 minutes left. They got to the bonus, and we settled for some really deep threes when we should have gotten downhill. We kind of ran a long set just to chew some clock, and I wanted to get back to Kel and put him in space. And Isaac shot like a 400-footer, but that's fine. Isaac, I thought, played really well today. I mean, he was very efficient, made some big stinking shots. Again, just like I challenged everybody, I really challenged him from a rebounding standpoint. And I don't care what his rebound says. It might say 0. I don't know. But that cat was hitting bodies today and fighting, and I was proud of his response.
Pat, you mentioned Isaac and some of the shots he hits. Darren mentioned the same thing today. Just could you feel like some of the shots that Isaac
When Isaac McNeely has an open look, I feel it's touched by God. It's going in. That's what I feel like. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but he's a weapon and a really good all-around player and a really good athlete and a major part of this team. He's a phenomenal leader. He's a great approach every day. I mean, I know I'm like sound like I'm peaches and roses and blow, but I'm telling you, like he's a good one, man.
Fruit has really matured this season as a big, and has really come on as a big time player for you guys. And so can you kind of talk about his maturation?
I mean, he's the one guy that I would say in that Arkansas game, like, you know me, wanting the smoke, we want the smoke. Like, he wanted that smoke, and he's just gotten better and better. When you say he's matured as a big, he's a mature big already. It's just took him a little bit of time to get going. Yeah, it's just all new to him. Like for instance, Jimmy Naismith is rolling over in his grave right now after Sananda stepped into the free throw line with like a minute left. Because we tried to get him off the line. He turned to us. Well, you know, when he stepped in, you're allowed to do that in Europe. Like, you can step in, and if the ball goes in, it counts. And so he steps in, and I'm going, what are you doing? Every coach I ever coached would come over and hit me over the head that you got a free throw violation, up 11, shooting 2 free throws. And we tried to get him off the line. I don't know why he wouldn't go. Like, you know, just, all right, stay there. Don't foul. So he didn't foul, but he steps in the lane. But that's some of the nuances and the differences of European FIBA basketball and college basketball. But we'll have a little discussion about that. But come to think of it, it won't be much of a discussion. I'll do most of the talking and he'll do most of the listening.
Coach, you talked quite a bit about the intangibles that Javon brings and how much he means on the court. And how much did you miss him not being at 100% coming back from that?
Vaughn, just he's a winner. He's so darn tough. He talked about taking pride in your matchups, winning your matchup. Like, he took that personal with number 12. Number 12 is really good player. And just like you heard him say how disappointed he was at the end when they ran that little quick hitter to get the hammer screen on the backside. And he is so conscientious and he's so detail oriented. When he messed up that assignment, screwed up that backside flare and let him get that 3 off, like, he won't sleep tonight. And that's how Vaughn is. He just sets the tone with his seriousness of purpose every day and his preparation. He's a pro and how he takes care of his body and all that stuff. He's a winner.
Pat, I'm sure you had confidence that your team would bounce back from adversity, but to see them actually do it in the way they came out in the first half, what does that tell you about your team?
Yeah, we're a mature team. They responded the way I thought they would. You know, we had practice here at 4:30 yesterday, and it was later in the day, and we had an early game today, and we got freaking after it. And when you do that as a coach, like, you hope it works. Because if you come in, you don't play well, or you lose the game again, then it's like, man, it was football in here yesterday, and that didn't work. Now it's like, okay, now what? So luckily it did. But even if it didn't, this is a mature team, and what you have to do is put blinders on, not listen to the rat poison, as Nick Saban says. Get back to work, get back to practice. That's the only thing you can do. And our guys did that over the last 2 days, and luckily it worked out for us with a bounce-back win.
Last one, Eric.
You didn't really lose control at the end, but they were able to make a little bit of a push there that had you made some mistakes. When you look at that again, talk to them about that a little bit that they did at the end, because it's like
I mean, he just got a couple threes. Like number 7 banged 2 threes. He's what we call a green guy. That's like shoot first, shoot second, like no threes. Just a little bit of lapse of it's just teaching moments. Like, it's some good stuff that we'll be able to teach. The next time we're in that situation, we'll be better at it. Free throw, offensive rebound. My mentor, Skip Prosser, he's rolling over in his grave because, like, free throw, offensive rebounding is winning basketball. And we talk about it all the time. And, you're up 10, whatever it is, and ball caroms hard off the rim, you get a tip and they get it. Like, yeah. Thanks for reliving that for me.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dane.
Thanks.
Best of luck rest of the year. Thanks for